For 2 decades, Chequered Flag has screened the biggest events in Australian speedway car and bike racing.
They're side by side. Wiltshire picks up some drive. Can Adams make it? National title number 6. Wiltshire back up on the inside. Oh, they almost come together. The New South Welshman's won it.
During this period, we've seen heroes created.
But it's going to be Cody Brown. Lachlan Onley, does he finish second for the 3rd year in a row? Is it possible? Off turn 4, and what a drive. Cody Brown's the new Australian champion. Unbelievable, and here is the winner. Look at the jubilation. Good stuff from Cody. I wish he'd show some excitement. What is going on?
And of course, there's been occasional controversy.
Look at this, it's all going pear-shaped on the exit to turn 4. We've got 3 cars involved.
And as is the case with any sporting endeavour, there's also been no shortage of hard luck stories along the way.
The early race leaders, Cohen and Ferguson on the inside, and Aldridge and Dwayne Dennis at the back of the pack as they enter turns 3 and 4. Here they come. Aldridge, there's contact, big one, and 2 of the bikes go into the concrete fence, full noise.
In the summer of 2014-15, the action continues as Chequered Flag once again provides oval track fans with the best seat in the house at Australian Speedway Racing's Blue Ribbon events. Tonight, on episode 1 of the new season, we take you trackside to Gosford Showground on the New South Wales Central Coast for the prestigious Sidecar Spring Nationals. Our coverage presented by Spectrum Direct. On Fox Sports, this is the one and only Chequered Flag, celebrating 20 years.
Good to have you with us on Fox Sports. Hello and welcome to episode 1 of this, our 20th anniversary season of Chequered Flag, coming to you from the Gosford Showground. Magnificent conditions here tonight on the picturesque New South Wales Central Coast. I'm joined by Rod Colquhoun. It is the Spectrum Direct Sidecar Spring Nationals.
Yeah, great to be back at Gosford Showground for this meeting, Dave, and some tremendously talented sidecar riders here to take part.
All of the teams here tonight, Rod, will contest 5 qualifying heats each. There are 20 in total. The B final to be contested by those riders qualifying from positions 4 to 7. The winner only will go through and take the final transfer spot in the A main. There's the Gosford Showground specs, 310 metres on the pole line, established in 1991. Speedway sidecar racing is no place for the faint-hearted. And whilst it is predominantly the domain of men, there are women competing in what is arguably one of motorsport's most dangerous pursuits. At tonight's inaugural Spectrum Direct Sidecar Spring Nationals, there are 2 female competitors that warrant the respect of fans and fellow competitors alike. Queensland's Yolanda Wilkin rides as passenger with Stuart Firth, whilst Clarissa Mitchell from Hawk's Nest in New South Wales will combine with her brother Stephen Saunders, taking part in hostilities. Both women live and breathe sidecar speedway, and they find the time to compete regularly despite the pressures of being parents. Yolanda is mother to 2-year-old Alira, whilst Clarissa has an 8-year-old son, Isaac. Clarissa, who's been competing for almost 20 years, says speedway plays a major part in her life.
I really enjoy going out every week and having a go, and yeah, no, it's really fun. It sort of brings all our family together once a month or once a week every Saturday, and yeah, no, it's good fun.
Clarissa started competing when her dad Mick was riding in the 90s, and she says the family that plays together definitely stays together.
it's good. It's something that, you know, we can bond together, and we do have arguments as well. But yeah, no, it's a really fun and enjoyable sort of way to spend your Saturday, I suppose.
When it comes to bike setup and some of the more technical aspects of sidecar racing, Clarissa says she leaves that to the boys.
Stephen and Dad usually look after it during the week. I usually wait. My input doesn't come until after the practice, and we have like a bit of a chat and say, you know, get forward, get back, might move the wheel and that. But yeah, that's my only input on the day, not before.
Being a sidecar passenger requires significant strength, particularly in the upper torso region. And Clarissa says this is an aspect of racing she works hard at.
You do. I think you sort of got to work out a bit, and I do a lot of weights and sort of diet only 6 months of the year. So when it's not speedway season, I eat whatever I want. But yeah, no, you go to the gym a lot, and yeah, you got to build your strength up for sure.
Meanwhile, Brisbane's Yolanda Wilkin is embarking on her 8th season competing in sidecar speedway. And her combination with Stuart Firth has seen them emerge as one of Queensland's top teams. Yolanda says racing speedway for her was inevitable.
Both my parents raced, so I've been brought up in it. I don't know any different. Stu and I have raced together for a few years now, and he's a good mate of mine. So yeah, just really enjoy it.
Approaching the Spring Nationals at Gosford, the Wilkin-Firth duo have been in good form, winning the Winter Classic at North Brisbane Speedway. Despite their recent success, Yolanda says they're taking things 1 week at a time.
We're just playing it by ear for now. We really hope to do well at this meeting and then see where we go from there.
Riding a motorcycle and even hanging off the side of it, you know, like a lot of people would, you know, raise their eyebrows at, you know, a lady doing that sort of stuff. But do you think you need more strength or more balance and all that sort of stuff for his?
No, I think it's all in your mind. If you think you can do it, then you're capable of it. Anyone can give it a go. It's great fun.
Will you be competing in the Grand Slam this year?
I hope so. I hope we did last year. We did a couple of meetings, and yeah, I sure hope so. It's a great meeting that they put on.
And this Gosford track, you don't really get many meetings around here anymore, but have you ridden here before? Do you like it?
I haven't ridden here before, but I'm really excited to ride this track. It looks pretty cool.
That's excellent. And your 2-year-old daughter, what does she think about Mum being on the side of a sidecar?
She loves it. We ride nearly every weekend at home, so yeah, she enjoys it.
Both of them doing a fantastic job in the sport. Yolanda Wilkin and Clarissa Mitchell. And ironically, Rod Calhoun, both ladies involved in this opening heat to be conducted over 4 laps.
Yeah, it'd be great to see them in action. Both very competent passengers, and as you saw in that feature story, they certainly enjoy their racing.
Indeed, there's Stuart Firth and Yolanda Wilkin in the red helmet colours. They hail from Brisbane. Stephen Saunders, Clarissa Mitchell in blue out of 2. The New Zealander Buchanan and Denny Cox Whitegate 3, and Canberra's Adam Thompson combining with the veteran Don Morris. And they will ride in the yellow helmet colour from gate 4. Terrific to see. Big time bike speedway back at the Gosford Showground. What about the wheel stand on the inside by Stuart Firth and Yolanda Wilkin? And here's the Kiwi, Andrew Buchanan on the blue bike, up on the inside. Very aggressive move, and was able to get himself into the race lead early.
Yeah, Buchanan, fresh passenger on board, looking very, very crisp there down the back straightaway on lap number 1. Stewie Firth, they just said, got a lot of drive out of that start, sort of put him out of shape. Now he's back in second place.
Wonderful riding by the Kiwi. Andrew Buchanan had a remarkable incident during the off-season, changing a light globe at home, fell off the ladder, broke both arms.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
He's doing an excellent job tonight, though. Has rehabilitated sufficiently. Wilkin and Stuart Firth in second spot. Track just a couple of rough patches, but very grippy. They're certainly getting the power to the ground.
Yeah, we've certainly got a nice covering of dirt from inside to out with the power of these bikes. You'll see that shift towards the outside, and the lines will become a lot smoother as the night progresses, but Buchanan doing a good job.
Andrew Buchanan across the line takes the checkered flag, and in so doing scores 3 points. We'll recap the minor placings for you. It'll be 2 points to the Queenslanders, Stuart Firth and Yolanda Wilkin, home in second, and 1 point to Stephen Saunders, Clarissa Mitchell, with Thompson and Morris tailed off. They score 0. At the completion of the 20 qualifying heats, the top 3 point scorers transfer automatically to the A final, and then the winner of the B final joins those. Now, here's a look on the Spectrum Direct replay. Buchanan, absolutely brilliant piece of riding up the inside to secure the lead, and he was never headed from there. And let's head to Mick Poole in the pits.
Andrew, good first heat, mate. Good smart first corner there.
Yeah,
little cut back there.
Yeah, no, it was nice. It's, got to thank Denny for that. What smart move there. So gap was there, so we thought we'd have a crack at it.
First time here, first heat win, and track good.
Yeah, it's a wee bit choppy coming out of turn 3 and 4, but it's the same for everybody. It's just trying to feel where's the best place to ride, because as you come into turn 3 and up to 4, it's uphill and it kicks you out to the wall, so you got to try and keep a nice tight line, I think. But in saying that, Trent did it pretty well, you know, so, but yeah, no, I'll be playing it safe. I just want to finish the night for once, so.
All right, good on you, mate. Thanks.
Thank you.
For once, he's being a bit hard on himself. He does finish the majority of race meetings he participates in. Also, a shout to his wife, Philippa Burns, who, well, she diced with death, didn't she? Contesting the Australian Sidecar Championship at Curry earlier in the year. She was actually clinically dead on a number of occasions as a result of a horrific crash, and she's pulled through, I think she's had 7 or 8 operations, Rod. And she's in the pits tonight, bouncing around and full of life. Great to see.
Absolutely. It were very worrying times for the whole sidecar fraternity over the course of that weekend and the ensuing weeks, but great to see her back.
You're watching the Spectrum Direct Sidecar Spring Nationals. Exclusive coverage on Chequered Flag, coming to you from the Gosford Showground Speedway. Good to have you with us. Episode 1 of our brand new series, our 20th anniversary. There are the starters: Trewin and Nichols from Victoria, Radford Walker Victoria, Headland South Australia, and Reg Waters and Jonathan Sheehan in the yellow helmet colour, scheduled to start gate 4. No doubt the team in the centre of your screen is the team to beat here. Mick Headland, Jess Headland, dual world champions. Tapes fly. The charge to the first corner will be intense. Headland's got the best of it. Away reasonably on the inside, Jason Trewin in the red helmet colour, but look at that. Headland's found the fast way from the opening ride of the night.
What about that? A wheel stand down the back straight from Headland on the opening lap. Absolutely on it as always.
So Trewin and Nichols in second spot, followed further back in third by Radford and Walker. Now on board with Headland and Headland as they churn through the surface here at the Gosford Showground. It's dolerite material, purpose-built Speedway motorcycle venue, with origins going right back to the early 90s.
It's poignant that you say that, Dave. They churn through the dirt. That's what I'm going to say. He rides so aggressively. He's pushing the dirt out of the way, where if you're a little bit timid on it, it can straighten you up. And a lot of understeer. You see there, Mick's getting none at all.
So the style of the Murray Bridge combo: Mick Headland, Jess Headland. Gee, Mick's fit too. He's lost a lot of kilos during the off-season, and a very heavy-duty gym campaign that has paid dividends. And look at the gap between first and second, Trewin and Nichols. They finished in second spot, sure, but they were 100 metres back. There is the team to beat here tonight. We can say that with confidence already. Headland, Trewin, Nichols, Radford and Walker. 3 points, 2 points, 1 point respectively. Edgewater's Jonathan Sheehan not scoring in their opening ride. Here's the Spectrum Direct replay. Another look.
You just see great reflexes and also just a great launch there from Headland, and never looked like losing that race. As you say, he never had any understeer whatsoever, just drove his way through the dirt. You see here that on the first lap, the front wheel picks up about now into the turn, never even backs off. He's an excitement machine, no doubt about it. But a point that needs to be made is he won the race off gate 3. As the meeting progresses, gate 3 will become more and more slick because the riders ride through it every lap. So Headland will be happy to get gate 3 out of the way and pick up the 3 points.
His son Jess on the back. He's an athlete. The way he moves around on the bike, knows where his body weight needs to be. Here's Mick Poole.
Jess, really good start, mate. Flew out of the start. It was probably one of the best starts for the first round anyway.
Yeah, got a good gate and took it to the end, so it's a good start for the night, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Track looks a little bit different to what it did done earlier on in the day. Have you made any changes?
A few little ones, but yeah, it went from slick to drivey, so it's how we like it now, so it's good.
All right, thanks, Shed.
No worries, cheers, mate.
Having a ball is Jess Headland. He's won one world title with his dad, won another with Darren Treloar. As Chequered Flag continues, our highlights package of the Spectrum Direct Sidecar Spring Nationals. And our highlights continue as we pick up the action in Heat 4. I can tell you in Heat 3 it was won by Trent Headland and England's Darryl Whetstone. Tim Beshard and Dale Knights finishing in second. There are only 2 bikes completed the course. And as a result, we skipped that for our television coverage. Lawrence and Johnston, Bannon, Stagg, Radford, Timms, Hemsworth and Russell. Good-looking field, heat number 4. This is the final heat in the first round of qualifiers, Rod.
Yeah, so far so good. It's been very interesting. Just keep your eye on the combination on the outside. Hemsworth comes with a few good wraps.
He does. Beautifully turned out bike too. He got away pretty well on the outside. The charge to the first corner is intense. It is Lawrence and Johnstone, early race leaders. Their kit is nicely presented too. And here comes the pressure being applied by Paul Hemsworth and his passenger Rodney Russell. They go to the front and now enjoy a lead of about 4 bike lengths. Now further back in third is Steve Radford and Jeff Timmis.
Yeah, we should note for the viewers that haven't been to Gosford Showground, Dave, also there's a slight downhill into turn 1 and an uphill down to turn 3. So just here, the riders are going downhill and also driving towards that fence. So it takes a lot of courage to get around turn number 2 flat out.
Yes, that's a very good point. It's very much off camber, turn 2 for the sidecars. You're looking at the action further back involving Steve Radford and Jeff Timmis. Race leader Paul Hemsworth is well clear. He's got a lot of confidence about him, Paul Hemsworth. Talking to him before the event, confident of a very good season against the best in the sport.
Well, you need confidence, no doubt about it, and his equipment looks nice too, so it's off to a good start with a victory in his first race, Heat 4 of the night.
Graham Checker-Stewart with the flags doing the honours here tonight at Gosford. He is the best in the business. He bobs up at some race meetings, doesn't he? From Phillip Island MotoGP to the Spring Nationals at Gosford. And there's the Heat 4 results for you. With Hemsworth and Russell, 3 points. Tim Lawrence, Chris Johnston, 2 points. And Steve Radford, Jeff Timms, no points. So another look at how this unfolded. Combination on the inside, Lawrence and Johnston got away well, but it wasn't to last long.
No, it wasn't. Just coming into turn number 3 for the sidecars here, you see a little bit of understeer about mid-turn, drift across the turn, and Hemsworth didn't need 2 invitations, accelerates up the hill and off into the distance, but not a bad effort from the riders in second place.
Yep, the combination out in front that you're currently looking at on this recap, too good for them.
Paul made a really good pass in the first corner there. Did you have that plan before you went out there? Or?
Oh, mate, I just sort of suck it and see what happened. I would have preferred to get it into there first, but anyway, we come through at the end, so that's the main thing.
The track here, have you ridden here much before?
Never ridden here at all, so yeah, it's all new.
First heat win and first time you've been here, you've got to be happy with that.
Good to start with some points, isn't it?
Yeah. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks to Mick Poole, one of the all-time great speedway solo riders Australia has produced, and I've got to say, the king of Gosford, working with us tonight.
Undoubtedly.
How good was he around here?
Yeah, old Mickey Poole had this place wired, no doubt about it.
All right, so let's check the points in the Sidecar Spring Nationals. After one round, winners on screen, Buchanan, Cox, Headland, Whetstone. And over the page, of course, the remaining riders after this one heat ride are yet to score a point. But, of course, it is only early days, 1 ride apiece so far. Back in a moment.
On Fox Sports, you're watching Australian Speedway's #1 program. This is Chequered Flag.
And it's good to have you with us. Welcome back on Fox Sports. We're coming to you from the Gosford Showground tonight and the Spectrum Direct Sidecar Spring Nationals, our opening episode on this, our 20th anniversary season of the program. Rod Colquhoun is with me. In the meantime, let's head down to Mick Poole in the pits.
Jason McCoy from Spectrum Direct, mate. What inspires you to sponsor some sort of meeting like this?
I think it's a great sport. It's great for kids and it's great for the mums and dads as well. I've only seen it once before up in Curry last year, I think it was, with David Tapp, and I thought it was great, and it's a great night and great atmosphere, and I really enjoy it, and I'm very happy to be a major sponsor of it.
You couldn't have picked a better night. You know, you got some of the best riders in Australia and the world here.
I know, and I just saw, I think the English guy, I can't remember his name now, but he looks like he might win tonight, and it's going to be great to see.
All right, Jason, thanks for sponsoring and thanks for coming along as well.
Not a problem, thank you.
Yes, great to see Jason and his company Spectrum Direct involved in Australian speedway racing at a high level. Welcome back to our coverage, and it is Heat 5 next of the Spring Nationals. Should mention also that this venue will be hosting the opening round of the Sidecar Grand Slam, the DYOvest.com Sidecar Grand Slam, the opening round of that national trail here on Sunday night, December 28th. That'll be a screamer, as well as the Christmas Cup for solos, Rod.
Yeah, should be a great night of racing, no doubt about it. The two-wheelers and three-wheelers all in action, so will be a cracker. We noticed there Rod Russell, the passenger for Hemsworth, there digging a bit of gardening, looking for some grip, looking to carry on their fine form after winning off gate number 4, I should say.
There's the starters, Firth and Yolanda Wilkin. They began brilliantly in their opening ride tonight. That wasn't until Andrew Buchanan came charging up on the inside. Hemsworth has already picked up a win. This time we see Firth and Wilkin once again best to begin. When the tapes flew, they did too. Down the back straight, clear-cut leaders already.
I tell you what, you got to be on your game. The tapes didn't take long to go up. In fact, I don't think Hemsworth was quite ready for the jump.
Yeah, Hemsworth back in second. Now third on the circuit in the yellow helmet colour is David Hagel and Ben Cooper. This combination recently finished second in the Queensland Championship. That was staged at Bowen in North Queensland. Track's been prepped. It's a little smoother out there for the boys and girls now. But Firth and Yolanda Wilkin getting the job done beautifully.
Yeah, you can see the dirt line there moving out from low to mid-track now, and Stewie Firth really making it count. The line will move wider and wider. In fact, they'll be almost brushing this fence as the night progresses. A hell of a fast bit of track down there into turn number 3.
So Paul Hemsworth and Rodney Russell, they're under siege now from Hagel and Cooper. The battle not necessarily over for the runner-up position. Here's Firth and Wilkin off turn 4. They charge to the checkered flag. Hemsworth and Russell was second. Then David Hagel and Ben Cooper, the Queenslanders, in third, followed by Jason Truan and Jack Nichols.
And Truan and Nichols weren't far behind either, Dave.
Yeah, so 3 points to Stuart Firth and Yolanda Wilkin. They moved to 5 points after 2 rides. I'll be happy with that. And of course, Yolanda, one of 2 female passengers involved here tonight. They were profiled in that feature story in the first segment. This is how it all unfolded on the first corner.
Yeah, you can see Paul Hemsworth there getting a little bit squeezed on the inside, lost a little bit of momentum that he never really regained as Stewie Firth found some acceleration, launched himself into turn number 3. Yolanda Wilkin, look at that elbow on the ground. Lovely stuff, and a great dice there for second place.
Yeah, good stuff. Hagel challenging Hemsworth, but it was to no avail in the end. Firth and Wilkin too good.
Stuart made a really good start, mate, on the back wheel all the way to the first corner.
Yeah, that's the way we like to do it, just wheel stand all the way in.
After that, mate, you didn't put a foot wrong. You looked really smooth out there, really cool, and just won it by the length of the straight.
Yeah, I sort of got the hang of it by the end of that. Right, the first race was a little hard, but that one was much better. We got in our rhythm, and it all went really nicely. A few little wheelies down the straight and everything, so it was good.
The 2 different corners, you know, one's up and downhill, uphill, with the other one's downhill. You know, do you attack them different sort of thoughts in your head?
Yeah, they are different corners, and they're really hard corners to get right. Like, it's really easy to come in way too hot, and as soon as you do that, it's all over. You have to come in with very little throttle on, and even coming out with very little throttle on. Like, it is tricky corners.
All right, Stuart, thanks a lot, and good luck for the rest of the night.
All right, thank you.
So far, so good for Stuart Firth. He certainly knows his way around a motorcycle. He runs a Suzuki power plant. One of the few doing so with success in Australian Speedway sidecar racing too, it must be said. Here's the starters in Heat 6 for Spectrum Direct. It is Bannon and Stagg, the Victorians, in Headland and Whetstone. From South Australia, from Roxby Downs, in fact, Trent. And, of course, the UK, Darryl Whetstone. Then Stephen Saunders and Clarissa Mitchell from New South Wales, and Mick Headland and Jess Headland from Murray Bridge in the yellow helmet colour. So Father Mick and his two boys, Trent and of course Jess on the back of his bike, and there's Trent in the blue helmet colour. Real family affair, heat number 6.
Absolutely. What a way to spend a Saturday night.
And the brother and sister combo in the white helmet colour as well.
For the Headlands, that's exactly right.
No surprise what they were talking about at around the lunch table today. It would have been Speedway, I reckon.
Absolutely.
So the beautifully presented bike of Tim Bannon and Steve Stagg. Moving up on the inside, relative newcomers to this discipline. Tapes fly underway. Trent Headland away pretty well in the blue helmet colour. Great start, Stephen Saunders and Clarissa Mitchell go to the front. Not for long though. Mick Headland and Jess Headland sweep by on the outside to take the lead.
Yeah, that was a great start from Saunders. Unfortunately, the bike seemed to bog down a little bit. Gee, it's very, very tight here for second and third. Saunders right in the thick of this one with Headland. Yeah, Trent Headland goes by on the inside. Of course, Trent riding tonight with Darryl Whetstone, the Englishman, on the back of his machine. Whetstone, a brilliant passenger. He's a British grass track champion as well, and he did such a wonderful job with his compatriot Mark Cosser in the Sidecar Grand Slam last season. So he comes into this event tonight with plenty of confidence off the back of a marvellous summer in 2013-14.
Oh yeah, he's no Mark Whetstone. He's won some big things in the UK and really loving his time down under. As Mick Headland, look at the form of this man, the two-time world champion, out in the dirt and up over the finish.
And checkered flags on display. Tim Bannon and Steve Stagg, you may have noticed they retired to the infield with a lap and a half to go. So Mick Headland, Jess Headland, well, they are absolutely dominant in their rides thus far. That moves them along to 6 points. They are undefeated. Trent Headland, Darryl Whetstone, that takes them to 5 points. They won heat race number 3, so a good night for Trent and Darryl Whetstone. What about the start? Stephen Saunders and Clarissa Mitchell brilliant out of the tapes.
Yeah, just about here you'll see Saunders' bike walks, and it really cost him a chance of second place in that race because he had a good dice with Trent Headland. It would have been a really nice scalp for Saunders if he could have beaten Trent Headland, but unfortunately that little bog down cost him any chance of doing so.
Oh, the rough and tumble nature of Speedway sidecars on display there. Here's Mick Poole.
Mick, second win of the night, mate. You're the only unbeaten rider so far, but you made that one look easy.
The track's actually suited to us at the moment on the X-Up, and yeah, Jess is doing a great job, and everything's going our way at the moment.
Making good starts. You come off gate 4 then, and could have gone pear-shaped for you, but made a good start and got that good run around the outside.
Yeah, I had sort of seen the outside, and it seems to be the moisture's coming back up out there, and I thought, well, we'll have a crack at going around, and it all paid off.
All right, thanks, Mick.
No worries, thanks.
How fit does Mick Headland look? He has lost not that he was a big man anyway, but wow.
No, he certainly turned it on in the gym, and all the better for it, I'd say, on the bike.
Well, the presentation of these bikes and teams nowadays, the sport has lifted its professionalism just so dramatically. It can't be argued with.
No, absolutely not. 20 years ago, you just wouldn't have seen anything like this, matching suits, 2 bikes in the pits for each combination. Just great stuff.
Mark Radford and Chris Walker are the team in the white helmet colour. That's Chris Walker doing a spot of gardening at the moment. So the other starters here, Hartley and King, Lawrence and Johnstone, and Buchanan and Denny Cox, the Kiwi, on the extreme outside. His first look ever at the Gosford Showground, and he won his opening ride tonight too. So things have started brilliantly for him. Good to have you with us on Fox Sports at the Gosford Showground tonight. Lap 1 of 4 is underway, and the combination on the inside in the red helmet colour a little slow to begin. Not so Andrew Buchanan and Denny Cox, the new partnership. Things are going beautifully for them out in front comfortably.
Yeah, the Spectrum Direct Spring Nationals, Buchanan loving every minute of it so far. He's looked quick in both his rides, and he's got this line worked out now, mid-track working for him.
Well, Tim Lawrence ran wide there with Chris Johnston on the side of the bike, and that obviously enabled Mark Radford and Chris Walker to move up into second spot. No sooner do I say that, and you can see that Lawrence and Johnston are throwing everything, including the kitchen sink at him.
Yeah, Mark's having a pretty nice run there in second, but certainly coming under a little bit of pressure, or he was a minute ago.
So exiting turn number 4, Buchanan and Denny Cox, they are well clear. Andrew Buchanan hails from Palmerston North in New Zealand. Denny Cox, Well, they've teamed up in the summer of 2014-15, and based on what we've seen here tonight, it's a good idea. Chequered Flag across the line. Second to the line there were Mark Radford and Chris Walker. I reckon they were probably 40 metres back. Buchanan dominant, and that takes him along to 6 points too. Buchanan and Cox, Radford and Walker, Lawrence and Johnson.
Yeah, the story of this race will be in the replay. Just keep your eye on this. It'll be very interesting to see. Lawrence and Radford collided quite badly coming off turn number 2 out of the start. Just watch this. You'll see the combinations here. Lawrence there gets to an early lead. Radford's at the back of the pack. Now, about here, he's running to the back of Andrew Buchanan, and then he's gone back into Radford, and that's opened up the gap between the winner and the second and third combinations.
Yeah, now to some slow-mo action, and that was the point in the race where we saw the combination in blue, Tim Lawrence and Chris Johnson run wide. Radford got up on the inside. But full credit to Lawrence and Johnson, they did fight back.
Yeah, wholehearted performer, no doubt about it.
And let's head to the pits.
Andrew, you got a little nudge there and in the first corner, but then you cut back and sort of push away in the front there.
Yeah, no, we've been getting good starts, so we've been having a crack around the outside. At that time, someone came out a bit high, so we took the clip and went underneath and straight down the back straight. So
yeah, pretty much looked like you kind of let him go and then just cut back and then took him as he went wide coming out.
Yeah, because when you're out that close to the wall, as soon as you put a bit of power down, it tends to drive you to the wall. So if you can sharpen it up and get it straight in line and then feed it the fat, it's a real drivey track and it just drives. But it's starting to rut up a bit now, so we'll see what happens.
All right, thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Good night at the office for Andrew Buchanan, the Kiwi. So now it's Heat 8. This is the culmination of the second round of heats. And the Spectrum Direct Sidecar Spring Nationals continues with another good field. Canberra's Adam Thompson on the inside with Don Morris. Reggie Waters from Tasmania with Jonathan Sheehan. Tim Bishard and Dale Knights from Adelaide. And Steve Radford and Jeff Timms from Victoria and Queensland respectively. So very much the status quo tonight, isn't it, to see combinations from different parts of Australia. It's the onboard camera of Bishard and Knights out of the trap. We get going. Oh, no place for the faint at heart there. You saw the contact on the opening corner of the race as we ride on board with them briefly. Meantime, Adam Thompson from Canberra has taken the race lead. Here's the challenge on the outside by Reg Waters and Jonathan Sheehan.
Yeah, I don't mind Reg. He's very courageous. That was a nice move. Just enough room to get through, and he does it.
Indeed, he does. So the Tasmanian, Reg Waters with Jonathan Sheehan on the side of the bike, a clear-cut lead. Oh, he had a big understeer there. Midway between turns 3 and 4. Things got a little scary, I'd suggest. Adam Thompson and Don Morris in second. And they are under siege now from Bishard and Dale Knights.
Yeah, Andrew Buchanan made the point that the track's running up a little bit, and a couple of these guys getting out of shape to some degree, but hang in there. Look at Reg out in front, absolutely on the noise. Good to see the Tasmanian. Nice to see him doing well on the mainland, and a welcome addition to the field, no doubt about it. Absolutely tears it in, gets a bit of understeer, catches the deep dirt on the outside, and it straightened him up. But no problem in getting the job done.
And there's the checkers flying. So another race done and dusted. And recapping the results, Waters and Sheehan. Good job out of Tasmania. Thompson and Morris, Bishard and Knights, the South Australians in third. So 3 points to Waters, 2 to Thompson, and 1 to Bishard as they add to their tally at the completion of their second ride. Here's the action for speedway.com.au, the news leader online 24/7.
Yeah, Waters had a bit to do here. He was taking a nudge from the back, and as you'll see on board, Jesus, she's tight action, no doubt about it. Nowhere to hide out there, especially downhill into turn 1 at Gosford. One of the most daunting first turns in Sidecar Speedway.
And that's great vision, isn't it, from the onboard? And this is how Reg Waters, the Tasmanian, there was no stopping him from getting to the front. Brilliant stuff on the outside. Flirting with danger. Running beside the fence. And careered away from there. A great win as we head down to Mick Poole in the pits.
Reg, mate, a bit of a bang in the first corner, but, you held on to it and then passed him around the outside. Great move.
Yeah. Track's got good dirt out wide and I knew it was there. So I just had to go. had to get around Adam and then just hold my line, and I crossed up a couple of times. I thought I was going to get past again, but didn't happen, thank God.
So it's a good win under your belt, mate, but you just got to keep it up tonight to try and get into that final.
That's it. Red on the next one. Got to make sure of that. And I think we've got one more blue gate start as well, so we want them ones. And at least seconds. Well, going for the win, but
all right, yeah, thanks, Reg.
Should get the numbers with that, hopefully.
All right, thanks, mate.
Good on you, Mick.
Yeah, well done to Reg. Now, here's the top 8 at the completion of 2 rounds. Undefeated Buchanan and Cox and Headland. Then Headland, Whetstone, Hemsworth, Russell and Firth Wilkins. They are the top 5 at this point in proceedings. A reminder about the opening round of the DYOvest.com Sidecar Grand Slam. It's here at Gosford on December 28th and the Christmas Cup for solos.
On Fox Sports, you're watching Australian Speedway's #1 program. This is Chequered Flag. Introducing a Chequered Flag golden moment.
Here we go, Takes Fly, the World Championship. Second time of asking. Treloar and Headland. Oh, it's a carbon copy again. O'Brien, they got close together.
Yeah, they very much did, and O'Brien just got shut down. Darren did everything he could to shut him down and just got away with it. O'Brien in second and Darren Treloar out in front in search of his first World Championship.
Treloar and Headland. Now we go on board with O'Brien and Maynard for MTA. They are in second spot at the moment. It's a reasonably good battle for third involving Gates and Bond, but it looks like Treloar and Headland are going to get the job done. Bond and Cox have now secured third quite safely. What a meeting by them. Darren Treloar, one of the all-time greats of Australian Speedway, on his way to victory in the World Championship.
He looks comfortable out in front. I see his passenger there, Headland, just giving a nod of the head just to say, keep it steady, keep it real, we've got it in the bag, and here they go, and doesn't he deserve it?
One corner to run. Darren Treloar is the 2011 World Speedway Sidecar Champion. And Jesse Headland, his passenger, wins his second in a row. Doesn't get any better for him. Glenn O'Brien, Aaron Maynard second, Grant Bond, Glenn Cox third, Byron Gates, Devon Gates, hold your heads high. What a night. Well, the crowd's going to go off here. Darren Treloar deserves that. He's been at the top of this sport for 20 years. Yeah, special memory there. The 2011 Sidecar World Championship from Murray Bridge, one of the many Chequered Flag golden moments. We'll do that segment every week right here as we celebrate our 20th anniversary, and we'll be going deep into the archives on some occasions, Rod, as we welcome the starters here for heat number 9. Please note Hartley and King won't be starting. They were scheduled to ride in yellow from gate 4.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see here how Stewie Firth copes with the Mick Headland, Jesse Headland freight train. First looked very good when he got out in front. Just be see if he can tag on the back of Headland. Headland's a very good starter and got gate 1.
So Mick Headland, Jess Headland undefeated as they come into their third ride tonight on 6 points. Stuart Firth, Yolanda Wilkin on 5, having dropped just the 1 point. And in the blue, it is Steve Radford and Jeff Timms. Just the 3 teams, lap 1 of 4. Commencement of the third round of qualifiers. Headland and Headland got away well. We're right on board with them. They are out in front. You can see Stuart Firth and Yolanda Wilkin behind them. They're separated by a couple of bike lengths. Good battle.
It is a good battle. Firth got a good start. Just got a little bit wavy coming out of turn 2 and allowed Headland to get away slightly, but by no means is Firth giving up. In fact, he's only about 15 metres behind.
Yeah, to say the least. Yolanda Wilkin on the side of the bike, and Headland, he doesn't mind running up wide, chasing the dirt. He is arguably, well, I can't say the bravest because this sport is full of brave people, but he's perhaps a little braver than most.
He's the most aggressive.
I'll put it that way, yeah.
He's the most aggressive sidecar rider in Australia, without doubt.
So Headland and Headland, clear-cut leaders, on track for victory number 3 tonight at the Gosford Showground, the Spectrum Direct Sidecar Spring Nationals. The inaugural Spring Nationals at this circuit. And off turn number 4, he's cruising, Mick Headland, Jess Headland. They are the team to beat tonight. Stuart Firth, Yolanda Wilkin home in second, but They were unable to stay with the former 2 times world champions. Bradford and Timms were third. Hartley King not starting the event, scoring 0. So another 3 points to Mick and Jess. They are unbeaten on 9 points after 3 rides.
Yeah, maximum points. It has to be said, it's not a major surprise, but the emphatic nature in which they're doing it is something of a surprise. They really are putting them to the sword.
So a look at that on the speedway.com.au, the News Leader 24/7 replay. And there's no doubt that Firth and Wilkin flew out of the gates.
It did. Mick did a good job there to make himself wider than he needed to be. If he'd have run very, very tight, Firth would have got a nice run, but Mick took him out just slightly, and that was it.
All right, so the battle continues, and it'll be heat number 10 next. We appreciate your company tonight on Fox Sports. Episode 1 in our all-new series of Chequered Flag. Can't believe we've been going 20 years. It does make me feel old. And no comments from you, please, Rod. So Tim Bishard and Brett Lewis on the inside of the track, red helmet colour. My apologies, I may have called Brett Lewis Dale Knights a couple of times. Old habits die hard. Of course, Dale does a lot of riding with Tim Bishard. So my apologies sincerely to Brett Lewis. If I have done that, the indication is I have done it too. So here we go, I'm not hiding. And we're underway, the tape's in the air again. And heat race number 10, and charging to the front there, Tim Lawrence and Chris Johnson. Good move by them, and Saunders and Mitchell, we right on board with them now. And they advance a spot. In fact, they sweep by on the outside. And Steve Saunders and Clarissa Mitchell, then they run wide. And they enable, therefore, to move up on the inside, Tim Bishard and Lewis. But have a look at this. Saunders and Mitchell turning it on at Gosford.
Oh, Bishard back. Oh, big hit. And, gee, Saunders did well to stay on that. Look at this. Bishard, this is on, and Saunders gives him another one.
Very serious speedway. Bishard and Lewis, they'll be looking for the checkered flag as quickly as possible before they have to retire hurt. Oh no, Saunders and Mitchell on the infield, they're gone. Encountering a mechanical problem, and they were giving it a red-hot go in this one. So Bishard and Lewis on track, the Adelaide combination, are going to take the win. And they do so in heat race number 10 and score 3 points.
Wow.
Saunders and Mitchell will be absolutely devastated. Big effort early in the race, coming up with nothing. Truan and Nichols in second, 2 points for them. And Lawrence and Johnson, they won the start clearly and then found themselves back in third.
Yeah, they've been a little bit all at sea tonight, but gee, I think there's a lot of potential there. Very aggressive and real gutsy. Just hasn't quite panned out the way it could have, but Saunders just left no stone unturned here. That was a great move from Saunders.
So from normal speed, we go to slow-mo. And look at this. And then back to full pelt. And Saunders and Mitchell run wide there. Here's Bishard and Lewis.
Bishard's running what would be considered a pretty fundamental line. Everyone else is going from left to right, from in to out. And Bishard's sort of picking up the pieces. You see Lawrence and Johnson there. They are in everything as always.
Great onboard action. Saunders and Mitchell going to the race leader. Look at this. They were going nuts out there. And Clarissa almost wearing a tyre print on the back of a Kevlar's. And how did Clarissa Mitchell stay on there? How did Saunders keep it off the wall? Have a look at this.
Yeah, it's a legitimate run inside. It's not an engine failure. They got completely sideways and shot over the... And obviously once you go over the white line, race is over.
Here's Mick Poole.
Tim, what a race, mate. You sort of didn't really... You made a pretty good start, but Steve come around and he cut back under you coming out of the second bend there, but I don't know how many times he's passed there. I lost count, but what a race.
Yeah, no, she was a good one. It's pretty funny, that's Stevie's old bike, so he wasn't real keen on getting beaten on his old one, but yeah, no, it turned out all right, so we're doing pretty good. Sort of struggling a little bit with the setup. First time we've ridden here, new passengers. This is the first meeting that I've swung with Brett, so he's doing a pretty good job. Just need to try and get a few more wins under the belt and hopefully try and make it the semis or straight into the final, one of the two. But
yeah, it looks like you're getting pretty close to the setup now. Look really comfortable then.
Yeah, not too far off it now, hopefully. So fingers crossed.
All right, Tim, thanks, mate. Good luck.
No worries, thank you.
Yeah, Tim Bishard, his first outing at Gosford tonight. Normally one of the mainstays, or one of the regular competitors anyway, at the Gilman Speedway Stadium in Adelaide, the hotbed of world sidecar racing. It's not unusual for them to have 25 sidecars nominated for an average event, more than that for the big ones. Waters and Sheehan, the Tasmanians, last start winners. Hagel and Cooper, reigning Queensland number 2s. Buchanan and Cox, New Zealand. And Tim Bannon, the Victorian, on the outside. This is heat race number 11. You'll see our Sidecar Spring Nationals coverage in 2 parts. Part 1 tonight, Part 2, the remaining races next week here on Fox Sports. Next Wednesday night. We hope you can join us for Part 2 of the Spectrum Direct Sidecar Spring Nationals. And things will really start to hot up towards the back end of the night. So, heat 11 in readiness. Can Waters and Sheehan do it again? No, they can't. A terrible start. Best to be in Hagel and Cooper, the Queensland pairing in the blue helmet colour. They hit the front. Here's Buchanan, the New Zealander from Palmerston North, quickly up into second with his new passenger Denny Cox clinging on gamely. Buchanan looking for an opportunity, Rod.
He certainly is, but I tell you what, Hagel's been getting better with every race tonight. He's been very, very impressive, and he's probably the first one who's made Buchanan look like he needs to do some work.
That's a fair comment. Bannon having some problems with his bike. The fence cam showing you the Victorians heading to the infield. Bannon and Stagg. So Hagel and Cooper out in front. Got the feeling this one's not all over though.
Now what Hagel's doing here is he's forcing change in Buchanan. Buchanan's led all his races and ridden the inside line. He can't do that this time. He needs to go wide. Interesting to see whether he does.
Across the start-finish line. Yellow flag has been shown by Graham Stewart. Off turn number 2 and down the back straight. Hagel and Cooper. They've never been to Gosford before, so they've certainly put it together in their third heat ride. Although a little twitchy off the final turn, they take the win and 3 points. And Buchanan, he has his colours lowered for the first time tonight, but still nothing shabby with 2 points, is there? As we recap the placings for you. 3 points to Hagel and Cooper, 2 to Buchanan and Cox, 1 to Waters and Sheehan. Bannon and Stagg failing to complete the course.
Yeah, Waters will be disappointed. We saw in his interview after his last heat win, he was very buoyant, but gee, it was quite a poor start, and it really, his race was over at the gate. You see, it just didn't move at all. He had his back wheel right in on the white line. I don't think that was the problem. I think the tapes just went up quite quickly and caught him off guard, and that was it for him.
Hagel and Cooper seizing the opportunity, charging to the front. I thought at this point Buchanan was out after him. He got good drive off turn number 2. But full credit to the Queenslanders. They were able to keep him at bay as the race continued. Working with us tonight in the pits is Mick Poole, former international solo rider and one of the best Australia has produced. Here he is now.
Dave, that was a good win, mate. You're the first one to beat the Kiwi, so yeah, it looks like you're starting to get it dialed in now.
Yeah, mate, we've had a bit of bike drama, just set up and that. First time being here and whatnot. But yeah, now I think we should be right now.
When you come to a new track, Dave, like do you ask people for a basic setup what they've used it before, you just sort of take a stab at it?
Oh, we just do it ourselves, mate. Yeah. Quick practice there, we set it up and it was a bit too drivey out there and whatnot, and then we had a bit of dramas trying to get the bike set up for the first round, and we unfortunately missed out on that one, which is going to cost us dearly, I think. But our goal now is to at least make the B final and win that to get into the final. So that's where we're at.
All right, mate. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, good to see Hagel and Cooper in the winner's circle tonight. So the final race on today's program about to come your way, Heat 12. A reminder, second part of this coverage comes your way next week, right here on Chequered Flag, our 20th anniversary series. It's nice to have you with us tonight. Here's the field. Hemsworth, who's been good. Rodney Russell, Thompson, Morris, Trent Headland, Darryl Whetstone, Mark Radford, Chris Walker. The Victorians.
This is a good heat on paper. Really tight.
Explain to our viewers what Hemsworth's passengers doing.
Yeah, Rod Russell there on the inside, doing what they call gardening, looking for a rut that he thinks is, first of all, straight. Going to shoot the bike straight and also provide grip. Looking for something like plasticine. I've said it before, but that's what you're looking for. Grip.
Tacky.
Yep.
Tacky's fast. Here we are, tapes flying, heat number 12 of the Spectrum Direct Sidecar Spring Nationals. And over on the inside, Hemsworth and Rodney Russell got an absolute flyer. Here's Trent Headland. The Roxby Downs rocket surges to the race lead with the Englishman Darryl Whetstone hanging on the side. And he probably wished he wasn't.
I'll tell you what, that was fast. That was really fast. Hemsworth was going fast, but gee, Headland went past him.
He's a racer, Trent Headland. Very good for the sport. A 23-hour tow to bring his team across to Gosford tonight from Roxby Downs, right at the top of South Australia. That is some commitment to your racing, isn't it?
That really is. It's highly impressive. Hemsworth gets into a bit of trouble there and allows Headland to open up a massive gap now.
So Headland, Whetstone are race leaders. Hemsworth, Russell in second. I think they'd be a bit disappointed, the Hemsworth-Russell combination. They've had an excellent night tonight. They led. They didn't bet on this guy jumping out of the ground to take the lead, and I'm surprised the ease with which he's been able to race away from his rivals.
Yeah, perhaps Hemsworth now just protecting those 2 points and accumulating points towards his A final, well, the A final he hopes to make later, but full credit to our winning combination. That was absolutely awesome from Trent Headland and Darryl Whetstone.
Indeed, so Headland, Whetstone adding 3 points to their tally. Hemsworth, Russell 2 points. Radford, Chris Walker 1 point. And the Canberra rider Adam Thompson and his New South Wales teammate Don Morris failing to score in that one. So the rock star entry of Trent Headland and Darryl Whetstone putting the cleaners through their rivals. Let's check it out again on the race recap for speedway.com.au, Speedway's best news website.
Yeah, the key there was the wide entry for Headland. He got himself a nice bit of grip under that back tyre, 1000cc, turned it on, had the bike dead straight, and absolutely flew under Hemsworth. Nothing Hemsworth could do except watch him go by.
Okay, let's head downstairs. Here's Mick Poole.
Trent made a really good first corner there, mate. Big cutback to pass the guy in front down the back straight in that round 3, and then you're just riding wide, mate. Just saving the bike, or?
Yeah, we grabbed a bit of dirt out of that first corner, and I snuck underneath. I seen him wobble. I thought it was going to get a bit hairy there for a second, but he left it open nicely, and we come through, and I sort of rode the dirt for the rest of the ride. It was good.
Looks like the line's getting wider and wider, but you know they'll probably to track grade later on in the night, and but hopefully you can still ride that wide line.
Yeah, there's a couple of ruts out there, but it's good. It's a lot of dirt, and when we looked at it earlier, it looked a bit slick, but it's come on really nice track.
All right, thanks, Trent.
Cheers, mate.
So Trent Headland is happy with the track. There's plenty of racing still left in this event. A recap after 3 rounds. Headland on 9 unbeaten. Buchanan Cox on 8, equal with Headland and Whetstone. 2 teams on 7, Firth and Wilkin. And really looking forward to part 2, if you like, of this coverage on next week's episode of Chequered Flag as you look at all the scorers, each of whom have contested 3 rides. So next week, right here on Chequered Flag, it is part 2 of the Sidecar Spring Nationals. Fox Sports 5, our new home, and it'll be 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Good to work with you tonight, Rod. Entertaining enough, and I'm sure the best is yet to come.
Absolutely, Dave. Thoroughly enjoyed it and already looking forward to next week.
There he is, expert commentator, former international rider in his own right, Rod Colquhoun, working with us tonight at Gosford. Well, there's no doubt that Mick and Jess Headland, they're proving to be the team to beat at the inaugural Sidecar Spring Nationals. But there are no shortage of challengers, the likes of Buchanan and Trent Headland and, of course, Stuart Firth, to name just some. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.